Watch this video and then we'll talk.
What's one thing you did when you were in your 20s that you regret? That would change your life today.
I regret being a hoe. When I was in my 20s, I was a hoe.
What do you mean by that?
I was a hoe. I was doing a lot of women that I shouldn't have been doing, and I had a family that I could deal with. So I was just out there doing, anybody. Not like that, but I was just picking and choosing what I wanted and who I wanted. Because I had a little reputation here in Springfield, and that got me a lot of things, and especially a lot of women. And I regret using them and, regret using who I was.
Wow, so you would have not like smashed the women?
I wouldn't have smashed them like I did, no.
What would you would have did?
What would I have done? Stay with my one son's mother and been married and been happy today. That's probably a regret that I've gotten over, but I would still be with her because I still have some great feelings for her in my heart, but I know how to navigate through that. But I wouldn't have been the hoe that I was back then.
So what made you be a hoe?
It was ingrained in me. My uncle was a hoe. My grandfather was a hoe. My brothers was hoes. My cousins was hoes. I'm sorry, it might not sound right. My mama was a hoe. I'm telling the truth. Said 6 kids by 5 different men. Don't that qualify?
Now, you all know that I absolutely have some thoughts on this, so we're gonna dive into that. But for those of you who are new there, hello. My name is Shayna. I'm a journalist. I talk a lot about decentering men and child-free living on here. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please like, share, subscribe, all that great stuff. Also, if you're into travel, I am working on building out my International Black Ladies Green Book. Yeah, it's wild out there, and I don't want y'all making any of the mistakes that I made, or I want you to have the best trips ever, and to quicken your research process. So all that to say, if any of that sounds like a vibe, please like, share, subscribe, sexy stuff like that, and let's dive in. This man, after years of living in the consequences of his decisions, has come to the realization that he has missed out on family, connection, and community. He has a family, had a family. His family is now apart from him. Whatever community he probably had as he was behaving so badly, as he was just boogieing and nastying all over his community, whatever people that he was friends with at that time are probably, now that he's had these awakenings, he's realized no good for him. And the people that would be good for him at this point, unless they have done a level of forgiveness that I personally am not tapped into, or probably want nothing to do with him. And then the connection that draws people together, all I'm saying is that the male loneliness epidemic, best case scenario, are filled with men that feel similarly to this guy. I would also like to say that while I appreciate the interviewer giving him the space to speak this truth, I feel like the interviewer was not on the same page with him. I feel like that the moment that he said I was a hoe and that I should not have been behaving in this way, I did not feel like the interviewer agreed with that. Next point, there is a lack of awareness and humanity of himself and of the other, right? So I think the most obvious way of seeing his lack of awareness and the lack of understanding of humanity when it comes to men that have behaved like this or are behaving, well, not that he's behaving like that now, but in the way that he had before, is in their relationships with the women in their lives. Clearly, he did not see any of the women that he was cheating on the mother of his child with as people. Also, I don't remember hearing the phrase wife. So there was no ring on it. Yeah, he was just here for a good time and a fun time. And if I remember correctly, in the beginning of that, he said that he felt like his family was situated. He felt like he didn't have anything to worry about, which probably indicates that he didn't feel like he needed to marry this woman. He didn't feel like he needed to show her that level of commitment. He felt like he was fine. He felt like, oh, we are in a great spot. She's not requiring marriage, because if she required it, then it would have been a requirement. And this is not to blame her for his bad behavior. No, no, no. But I'm just saying that he was complacent. He was complacent, and he didn't need to stand up for anything. He didn't have to see women as fully rounded people. And so he didn't. But also, it does also go to show his own lack of understanding of his own humanity. To be so focused on instant gratification instead of long-term success, instead of investment, instead of community building, instead of family building, which is another form of community building. To be so focused on, I want here, now, give me you, pants down. Like, that is, in essence, a big part of what ooga booga is, right? It is here, it is now, it is impulsive, it is not smart, it is very dumb, and it is self-inflammatory. He ignited whatever happiness he could have had for instant gratification, because he couldn't grasp the fact that he is a person dealing with other people who have lives, and the actions that he is doing has consequences, because that is a big part of what it means to be human. One of the biggest consequences of his actions, because he didn't realize that I'm a person dealing with other people who have feelings, is that he clearly still loves the mother of his child. He says, oh yeah, I've got some feelings. A lot of men don't know how to say their honest truth, their deepest fundamental truth. He still loves the mother of his child. And she's not there anymore. He said in his 20s, that man, I don't know how old he is, but he is so far past 20s, and he still has very deep feelings for that woman. And hopefully, it sounds like she don't want nothing to do with him. I hope that she is living her best, most peaceful life. I hope she goes on girls' trips and vacations and gets to pamper herself. I hope that if she ever deals with another man again, that the experience of his pampering of her has healed the chaos that she was privy to. But also, I would like to say this. It's right over in here. He said he comes from a hoe family. Now, the one thing that I didn't appreciate about the way that was edited, because clearly the team of the people making this video were also it was edited by men, because why was the only shots fired, pew, 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 whatever, after he said that his mama was a hoe? He started by listing all of the men that were very clear. His examples of masculinity were hoes. And yeah, his mom, too many babies by too many men. I'm not saying that he is allowed to have his experience of his parents, right? But shots fired only at mom? Really? But this does lead us into a much bigger question. Is cheating hereditary? And I know that there are articles about this, and I will dive into that. But I also recognize that I do need to make that into another video, because that is a bulk of information on its own. So once again, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, all that great stuff. And if you're curious about that, I will put it in here as soon as the video is up and ready. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.